Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Mushroom Wonderland, and today I'm going out into the woods with a team of volunteers and researchers here on the Elwha River in the Olympic Mountains near Port Angeles, Washington. So there's like 30 people heading into the woods, gonna gather all the fungi we can find and then take it back, and we're gonna voucher it all, explaining what we found, where we found it, and then we're gonna get it all DNA tested and cataloged, and then it's all gonna be stored at the Burke Herbarium at the University of Washington. So a pretty cool project. It's pretty rainy today. I'm also making a documentary style thing about this project. We're just gonna go out and get specimens to voucher, and I think it should be a fun video. A lot of fungal diversity up here, so just gonna go out in the woods with a bunch of people, some really big kind of stars in the mycological community. Peter McCoy is here, Sydney Ober-Singleton, we have Graham Steinruck, so many names that are going to be out here in the woods today. So thanks for joining. Make sure to hit subscribe. Come with me into the forest of Mushroom Wonderland on this episode where we go on a fungal diversity survey.
Welcome to Mushroom Wonderland.
I don't know how far it is, but it can't be that far. This permit only goes like maybe a mile. That's how I kind of remember it. But spatularia, kind of like a spoon, but they also can be kind of wavy. I think these are ectomycorrhizal too, but I'm not exactly sure on that.
An edible?
But these aren't common. Like worldwide, they're really pretty rare, this whole group. But yeah, I don't know if they're edible. That's a good question. They smell like fairly.
So
They have like a little bit of a fruity, but I was tasting them for the card, and I wrote watery because it was like the only thing I could describe what it tasted like. Is like it could ooze into just pure water.
Yeah.
They can hold so much water. It's crazy. It's fun. But it had like no flavor really at all. So it means that they're living in symbiosis with plants, and they make these really cool sheaths around the roots, and the mycelium grows like into the root, and they kind of just live that way. And they're pretty sure that a lot of plants just couldn't even live without their symbiotic partners, and there's lots of them, so it can vary. Like the same plant could have like thousands possibly of associations. We don't really know. Some fungi will have different life cycles, so they may act one way and then completely switch to eating some other way of receiving nutrition. Morels being like that, where we don't really know exactly how they work, but they could be endophytic, so they could be living like in between the cell walls of the plant. And so when the tree dies, they become saprobic, which would be like decomposing organic material, and fruit. So it's like they could maybe have multiple habits depending on the phase of life cycle they're in.
I do David and Shannon's Saturday market.
all right. Yeah, these are some pretty big trees. Yeah, my first find stepping off the trail right here. Nice big lobster mushroom, Hypomyces lactiflorum. Usually there's like babies growing around them, but I don't like tearing up the ground too bad. But if you see one, there's usually others. Here's a small Lepiota that I came across. It's really like granulating apart. Could be really common, but it looks different to me. So I'm gonna make a collection of this one and take it. You just don't know with this many people if we're collecting the same thing or not, but this definitely has some really cool features to it. When I have some fragile specimens like this, I'll often take a few leaves and use them like packing peanuts to kind of keep them from getting jostled around too bad. And then I could set some more mushrooms on top of here, conserve space.
Oh, yeah, a little sizzling on I got it.
What'd you find there? Oh, that's very tomentos. Look at that.
Look at
I
its
feel
red
like it's
stain.
an Aeroboletus mirabilis button.
Baby?
Yeah.
Could be.
And we're
I think it might be the admirable bolete
Just a
baby.
tiny baby.
Or an armillaria. Gosh,
I thought
don't
that
even
too.
know.
I was like, is it a honey?
It is.
Yeah,
But why
wow.
is it so fuzzy?
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, me too.
What are you calling these?
I called them Rhymbacia, but that could
Okay.
be incorrect.
A moss
They're-
dweller.
As a moss dweller, they're not Rhymbacia bryophylla, which is the more common one. So I'm not, or they could be. I'm just not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are really cool because they really own. They're living in symbiosis somehow with these moss, possibly using like
Maybe a
products
lichen?
of photosynthesis.
Could it be a lichen, like the lichenum phyla?
It could be. I mean, what's interesting is like this is maybe how lichens were formed. Is like algae, something doing photosynthesis, something like the fungi doing other things, other
Right.
processes.
Is this an asco? It kind of looks.
This looks asco, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it may not be Rhymbacia, but I think it is.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I
You're
want to
gonna
get
take
some.
a collection of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some quick photos and then we'll keep going.
You found a nice log. Look at these big. Are they Foliota? Yeah. Big brown spore decayers growing on a log here. And no ornamentation. A lot of Foliota, like the Lemonella group, has the decoration under it. Yeah. Medium brown spores. Scaly stipe. Yeah, we can do a collection of these. Oops. Gosh. These mushrooms out here are really slippery. Here's some little brown mushrooms growing out of the decaying wood right here. Interesting. Gelatinous. Probably collect those. Yeah, I think these are just mature versions of the collection I just took. Could be a little folio. I just love that stipe texture. Look at that. Pluteus, the deer mushroom. These ones are pretty dark, but they have a pink coloration in the gills. Probably just the super common Pluteus cervinus. It's been sequenced like 20 times this weekend already. So probably leave that on.
He's a little bit grumpy. He's a little cold.
Graham's playing with toads in the forest. Cool.
Like,
Yeah. He's a little grouchy, a little tired. He just ate, you
Where are
could
you
tell.
going? Where are you going?
Oh, nice. Let's get that picture.
Get them on the mushroom. Oh my gosh, get on the mushroom, please.
He's like, no mushrooms.
I hate mushrooms.
I hate mushrooms.
He's just grouchy all around. It could have been anything. He's like, I hate
Did you
everything.
see these?
Oh, look at that. Cute. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, those are tiny.
They might be Flomania spirea, bark bonnet.
Sounds good.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's not bark.
Yeah. I don't know what those are. Yeah,
Look
looks
at these. Are
mycenoid.
those the same? And this, those are so cool, and they're in this moss, which is one of my favorite mosses. This moss.
There's a lot of little
Polytrichum
mycenoid
undulatum.
mushrooms out here for sure.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
fuck yeah.
What a cool find.
We need to-
Graham just spotted the gastriales, or the earth star, the self-plucking mushroom. This guy curls underneath and pushes against the ground and plucks itself so it can get mobile in the forest.
And they start out like a puffball, and then that part opens up and explodes out.
Yeah, it just curls under and pushes it.
And they'll even do that multiple times. Like when it's wet, they'll open up, and then when it's dry, they'll close up. There's one that they'll use it to like, it's like, I forget what it means, but it's like, you can tell the weather with it.
Neat.
It's like hydrometrica or something.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You know, like how much water is there.
Are you going to observe this one? For
I
us?
will, with my vape pen in my hand.
In hand.
Get some of this.
You have a neat little clip-on
Opening.
macro lens, huh? That works pretty good.
Nothing's
I've always been skeptical, but here we are.
Yep.
So
I mean, look at this photo.
Look at that. Wow.
it's pretty good.
I mean, you can get closer too, but it's at least.
I wish it
enough
were
of a
focused more out
diagnostic.
here for a, kind of a research photo. More.
That's the problem.
It's sort of
with it.
artistic like
Yeah,
that, but
that's the problem with it. It doesn't have a very big depth of field, but
Mhm.
you can photo stack
Looks
with
cool.
an app, and I have not tried it. But it'd be kind of cool to download it and try it, because I think you just click multiple places for it to focus, and then it goes pop, 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 pop,
yeah,
and then blends the photo together
right.
for you.
Nice mushroom.
Nice one.
Hey, you want to give a plug to your podcast?
Oh yeah, follow Flora Funga podcast where I talk about plants, fungi, and how to bridge the gap between them.
Awesome. You came all the way up here from Florida?
Florida,
Yeah.
exactly. So the last few weeks I've been actually just going to different mushroom festivals. So I was invited back for the second year here, doing a little documentary, and I'm here again.
Are you giving a talk at the Olympic Fungi Festival?
I am. I'm actually doing a panel with women in mycology Sunday. So I'll be doing something like that with 4 other women. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. What's your name again and what's your podcast?
Yeah, I'm KK, and I have Flora Funga podcast.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool hanging out with you today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, Graham's got sharp eyes. I bet you won all the Easter egg hunting contests.
You know, I might have. I don't remember that.
Those are cute.
Yeah, they're all over. Look, there's a bunch of
Oh
them
yeah.
over there.
How would you collect these to take back?
So, quite a few of them, because they're going to dry really small.
Yeah.
So
Don't they just fall through the grates of the dryer? I mean, it's kind of delicate.
We put them in a petri dish, so that way when they're drying, they actually are kind of like in a place where they're not going to blow around too much.
Oh, that's great.
And
Yeah.
that way we don't lose all the specimens, or they don't get mixed up with the other ones, because that can be a problem.
Look at this tree. This has got to be, 10 feet across.
If I was in a Garricon.
I'd choose this tree. I found one a couple weeks ago in Trout Lake. It was pretty neat. Found 2 of them, yeah. And I got to take one home because it was laying on the ground.
Yeah, it's cool when they just fall right out of the tree. And I didn't have to feel bad.
Here's the Great Elwha River. Yeah, what is that? I've seen a couple of these.
I thought it was more like a pinkish. I haven't seen an. Graham thinks it's Ichnoderma resinosum.
Whoa.
I haven't seen one in a long time, so I forget some of the.
What does the bottom look like?
Defining
I
characteristics.
just jumped. Okay, just a polypore. And it's soft.
It's like
Wow.
kind of looks like a Latiparus.
Yeah, it
but
feels
it's-
like chicken of the woods.
But it's different.
Look at your collection pouch. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This is Peter McCoy. Everybody's
out.
got to know know
it
Peter and his books.
the goods over here.
Really cool to be out here today hanging out.
What is this one? We're not quite sure. Potentially Ichnoderma resinosum.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the side pouch is awesome.
Yeah, it's been a work
Ready
in
to do
progress.
work. Right down here at the base of this big leaf maple, the Acer macrophylla, we have honey mushrooms, or Armillaria species, and they're pathogenic and parasitic. They're eating the roots of these trees. Look at all these young ones. And for most people, they're a good edible. Like, I've eaten them and I thought they were really delicious. I guess they kind of can have a high rate of GI upset. So if you want to try them out, just eat a few at first. But when they're young like that and closed, these are like ideal specimens for bringing home to cook. It's got this little veil that's in place until the spores are ready to drop, and then that disintegrates and the spores are able to fall out. But huge colony. Second largest organism in the world is a honey mushroom like this with 2,800 acres, and Oregon is all one organism underground. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The only thing bigger and older is a seagrass that grows off the coast of Australia, but otherwise the Armillaria astoyae, these kind of mushrooms are the largest organism in the world, which is really cool. And they call them honey mushrooms because throughout all the different species, some of them are really light colored caps, some of them are really dark colored caps, but they're all the color of honey.
Right.
So I personally, when I try a new mushroom for the first time, I just want to see what it tastes like. Don't cover it up with like, you know, red sauce or something where you can't, you know. But I just do it lightly with some butter, maybe a shot of olive oil in there so that your butter doesn't burn, and make sure they're well cooked. Like cook them for 5 to 10 minutes, you know, maybe 7 or 8 minutes of just nice sizzling and just lightly stirring. But don't, you know, people want to sit and just constantly move them in the pan, and they never really brown that way. So let them sit for a while until they start getting that sugar caramelization, that golden brown. And I just hit them with a little salt to try them for the first time. And I've only eaten armillaria or honey mushrooms once or twice, but it was delicious, I thought. But I didn't eat a huge amount, so, you know. That being said, if I eat a small amount of chanterelles, I have an adverse reaction. I get really upset stomach. But I didn't have that from these, so they're a good one for me. Yeah, we found this Turbinellus floccosus, or the woolly chanterelle, or the scaly vase chanterelle. Some people call it the bed shitter chanterelle. Yeah, if you eat this thing, a lot of people experience upset stomach or diarrhea. There was a guy last year, I was on a foray, we had a basket full of all kinds of mushrooms collected, and one of these, and this guy in the parking lot was kind of poking around. He's like, what do you got? What do you got? And he goes, some chanterelles I see. And I go, oh no, those are actually like a false chanterelle, like a scaly vase chanterelle. And he goes, oh, huh. And he got real curious about them, and he was like, so are those pretty good to eat? And I was like, no, they're called the bed shitter. And he goes, I see. So I've been using the bathroom every 20 minutes for the past 2 days because we thought we found chanterelles, but we were eating these, and I was like, I confirmed. And he's like, all right, I got to go to the bathroom. We'll see you later. Peter found something here. What do you suspect this one is? I bet it smells really fragrant.
I think it's Trinides.
Yeah.
Hirsutu, maybe?
Well, there's like a undescribed one. Trinides species 03, I think that they're calling it, PNW03, that is the fragrant Trinides. It smells kind of perfumey.
I mean, it smells like turkey tail to me, just like good and earthy.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have that like super fragrant smell. But yeah, maybe undescribed Trinides.
Really dope pores though.
Look at that stick growing right through it. What's that called? Do you know?
I forget the term. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, that's neat. Look at that. Yeah, just fuses right around whatever it's in its way. There's its mycelium right there.
Yeah, super white water.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nice. The pores are red.
They spotted a beautiful flush. Okay, there's some young white fungi. And, oh, look at, there's a beautiful little fruit of it right here. This might be the Coralloides. Oh, look at right in the crevice.
Oh wow, that's choice. That's a good find.
Dang, Hericium abioides, I think.
Yeah.
The conifer. Bear's tooth, man, it's really kind of wedged in there.
Let me get a.
That's amazing. Yeah, for sure.
That's a pretty awesome spot.
Definitely. Related to your lion's mane, and supposedly highly medicinal, and just like an all-around delicious edible mushroom. Kind of a unicorn. You don't really expect to go out finding these usually. You just come upon it, kind of like a cauliflower mushroom. And always exciting and a good one to eat. And look at that nice chunk that she got right there. Do you like eating mushrooms?
Yes.
Are you going to collect these for dinner?
Yeah, I am.
Heck yeah. It pays to keep your eyes up sometimes when you're mushroom hunting. We have a tendency to just look at the ground, but sometimes on the side of logs and stumps you find these. A lot of flies liking this, laying eggs in the Coprinellus mycaceus. These are supposedly pretty tasty, but they're so like delicate. You got to get a lot of them, huh? And they just kind of dissolve away when you cook them.
There's some little babies though. Some
fresher
ones.
Yeah. And they grow in these huge flushes like this on
You got
roots.
like all stages and ages.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys get a collection of these?
I was gonna do an observation after.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they're all back here. You can find huge amounts of these guys. Cool. Coppernella, a type of inky cap, so they just like deliquesce into this goop down here. And pretty picturesque when they're young though, like those tufts right there, really beautiful and edible. Wow, that's really amazing, man. Look at that. A floccularia.
Floccularia is one of the best edibles.
Really?
Yeah, one of them is. The one in Colorado is really good.
Cool, fine.
It's like fruity. No.
All right, we're heading back to the cars after collecting for a few hours. Gonna go back to the fairgrounds and then write all these vouchers. That's almost creepy looking. That's kind of cool. The road to nowhere. Amazing out here. There's the majestic Elwha River. It's really big out here. Yeah, you got a lot. Here's Sydney over Singleton. Got a lot out of the survey. What's your favorite mushroom you found today, do you think?
I was like talking about that in the car right over. If this is actually Panella stypticus, that might be my favorite.
Panella stypticus, a glow-in-the-dark mushroom.
Although people say the ones out here are weaker.
The first submarine ever invented had its gauges illuminated with this mushroom. Or Panella stypticus, anyways.
Pretty wise, these are quite pretty. Although
yeah.
the veil on these Setharella is really good.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah. Of course, the marasmias are just a stunner always. It's interesting. What is that?
Turkey tail.
Okay. It's kind of a strange form.
Yeah, and these heavily decayed ones that were right next to it have a slime mold all over them.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Maybe Physarum, not all that good with slimes.
Physarum, Physarium, I've heard it pronounced a few different ways. Cool.
I collected 3 slimes, actually.
A big Gyromitra. Those are pretty toxic, right? The Amphula or the
Amphula and Ambigua, yeah, both have the hydrazines. I think, according to Oldenburg's paper at least.
Is that a true saprobe just on the wood there? It's tough to say, huh? You're the...
I know you can culture them, not as readily as morels, but they will grow in them.
Oh, okay.
I haven't cultured anything but Escalante.
And what is this little guy?
Another slime mold.
Okay. And these are interesting.
Yeah, really cool textures.
What's this? Just Clitosabe number
I'm calling it
120.
Clitosaboid. I'm not as
Clitosaboid,
good with
yeah.
them as I should be.
Oh, here's another
Do you know this
Clitosaboid. Wow.
It's a hard group.
That's a boring mushroom right there. Look at that.
I was hoping
It's like,
it would be like Deceptiva, the smelly
does it
one.
smell? No.
Not really.
It's extra deceptive. Oh, a nice hygrosabe, like the witch's cap. Which one is? It's blackening, huh? Which one do we call that here? Yeah. Singaria.
One of them.
Are they Conica group?
I don't know.
Black and yellow ones?
There's been some neat hygrosabe found here this week, and I haven't seen this super viscid. I can't even grab it.
Yeah.
And these are just regular Lycoperdon perlatum, like just the same sequence that from everywhere, huh?
Just really, really nice specimens.
Like the world's most common mushroom, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know about that. Xanthodermus can give it one for its money.
Oh, those are pretty. These lilac bonnets, perhaps, like Mycena. Or wait, what are these? Lepiota?
It's a Leucogaricus something.
Oh, look
I
at
don't remember the species name of
little
anymore.
purple ring. That's gorgeous. I thought it was like the Mycena pura for a second, looking from this angle, but then.
I should know the name because I just looked it up.
And this is Jordan of the Gates. This dude is a ID phenom. I follow you on Instagram and stuff.
Thank you.
What is this? You think that's Clitopolis perennialis? Doesn't really smell very farinaceous to me at all. And those gills are just like too perfect.
I can't tell if they're actually pinkish or not.
Be quite tossing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat it.
Yeah, it's on the ground. I think this is the most exciting thing. This is like
really?
the yellow Plutus. Yeah.
Cool. Is that active? Is that hallucinogenic?
Plutus?
There are some.
I think there's some that do have psilocybin in them, but I mean it's a pretty low concentration as far as I know.
I don't know
No.
if they've been tested. There's they blew like crazy.
Really? This one
Maybe
does.
they are.
Those are not one of the psychoactive ones.
Yeah, but the Americanus.
Americanus and Salicinus, I think.
Oh, he found another Helvella Vespertina.
Yeah, that's the other one. And then this is the Helvella, either Elastica or Compressa.
Oh, those are cool.
I think it's Compressa that's the darker one.
That really looks like a saddle to me. They call these saddles, but that is I mean,
These ones always have that perfect Pac-Man shape.
yeah, that's super
At
cool.
LCC, I found a bunch of, I think, Elastica that were like this big.
Oh,
Like,
spring.
super cute.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh.
That's awesome. Helvella, I always think that sounds like the best, like, evil Disney princess name.
Yeah.
Helvella Vespertina, like, that'd be the coolest, like, villain. Ooh, what is that? This thing,
It's Tricoloma.
a little dainty tricoloma, very gray one.
It's a nice gray, though. I like the gills.
And it's kind of that tapered, curled stipe that sort of gives it away. Is that?
Oh, Pseudosperma.
Oh.
Sororia. I think there's a couple
this is
species
something
going
different.
under that name. It's still kind of. I don't really get a smell.
Pseudosperma, like a Inocebi, huh?
It's in the Inocebaceae. It kills it's called like the corn silk fungus because it has
Okay.
it smells like the corn silk a little bit.
So I filled out the voucher for these guys, Erasmus Plicatulus, and yeah, so now it'll get dried and sent off to the herbarium, and a little bit goes to sequencing to Stephen Russell's lab. So, there you go. That was fun. Too bad you couldn't come out and play in the. Here's the ID table. We got some Helvella Vespertina. It says lacunosa there. I don't think that's right, but a little cauliflower mushroom, some puffballs, Ganoderma, Suillus.
I have to go real quick. I'm going to take a photo, I think. Or actually, I'm not going to move until I see it.
Amphidius,
I don't see anybody else. I was told to.
Crinus. Wow.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good. You're running the ID table here, kind of?
I'm helping Tamara. Tamara set up the display, and I'm
Okay.
I'm helping ID stuff.
There's not that many mushrooms. Like,
There's not that many. We're especially lacking in Ascos.
yeah.
We've got
Jake
some-
knows his
some
stuff.
Velocity, maybe.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh
Huh?
no, maybe Lusosidy.
Moosasabi. Huh?
Maybe.
Never even heard of that.
We've got some Inocebi, Geophylla group, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
They
Those
can,
are tough.
They can vary a little bit.
Tough mushrooms to ID.
Oh yeah.
Some cool hygroscopes that are blackening like crazy. The Singeri, I believe.
Yeah, we've got the Eastern name here, but you're
Rhacades. I think these are Oliviarii, but.
Yep, they're currently a chlorophyllum. So we're pulling the names from
Oh,
Aurora.
okay. Yeah, I'm like, dang, Lepiota.
Yep.
Yeah.
So these are the olive shaggies. I pulled these from my driveway this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang. Do you like eating those?
Not when they're growing behind my dumpster.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they like to grow too, like in weird
I'm
waste
not afraid
areas.
of accumulation, but I'm more afraid of like dogs.
Yeah.
urinating,
Yeah.
pesticides.
For sure. Some armillaria, honey mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those out. Cool. Oh, big Russula brevipees. Amanita muscaria. Everybody loves those.
These came from the beach next to my house this morning.
Oh, okay.
As you'll notice, the rain from last night has washed all the veil, the
Yeah.
spots off the tap.
All the rain washes away and more. And some chanterelles, some yellowfoot, Hygrophorapsis, yeah, the false chanterelle, some lobster mushrooms. So, yeah, a little mushroom display. Nothing compared to what we did the last couple days.
No, we're processing all this stuff in the background.
Yeah, we're gonna go check in with all the mushrooms that have been dried. But cool, nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will the UW IT please come and fix our data breach thing, rather than having our own?
How many specimens have we got so far from the Fungal Diversity Survey?
We have 445 observations.
Oh my gosh. That's not species, that's just observations.
Observations, according to our database, we've got about 150 species.
Okay.
But that doesn't include all of the uploads that were just fungi or unknown.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
We're thinking about 250 species overall once we get the final count.
Amazing.
Trees instead of a white background, so we can go over there if you want.
Let's go!
And then I can get ready.
We're going somewhere more spacious to process. Oh, that's right.